Wow. I hope everyone enjoyed that sneak peek at episode 1 of season 3B of Good Trouble. There's so much to unpack, but first I want to just introduce our amazing panel today. We have executive producer and Callie Adams Foster herself, Maia Mitchell.
Hi.
Emma Hunton, Sherry Cola, and Zuri Adele. Ladies, welcome. Thank you for an amazing episode and for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
I mean, that episode was amazing. How had you seen it much? What did you guys think of each other's performances?
Oh, everyone killed it, y'all. I just watched it for the first time last night and y'all killed it. I was crying. I was like, I know what happens.
We're obsessed with each other. We're obsessed.
Yeah,
we're each other's biggest fans, definitely.
We just watch the episodes and then we text each other like, you better. Wait, can we curse?
I don't know. Yes.
Yeah.
We can curse.
We can bleep us if they need to.
It's actually really funny because that opening scene of all of us crying.
Oh my God.
Alice.
Oh my God, that day.
I mean, we had to just emotionally pull from our lives to get those. That day, I was dry. I was so dry, but we had to keep getting these tears out, and it was a fun bonding experience. And then Callie comes in all chipper.
For once, I'm not in this Adele party. The one day she's in a good mood.
That was fun, but emotionally exhausting for sure.
Yeah, that scene was like also, we rehearsed that like down to the second, like every move, because we were crossing each other and like camera angles and stuff. Like every move of that was so meticulous. I remember it took us a good chunk in the morning because we had to be so specific about everything.
There was just so much coverage. I mean, you guys had to pull tears for like, honestly, I think 4 hours or something.
Yeah, we were crying for like 4 hours.
And I was trying to leave you guys alone because you're all in your feelings, but I'm like in the corner cracking up, taking videos of you guys. It's so ridiculous. I have a lot of good BTS. I'll get that.
I actually didn't cry all year just to save it for that day.
I mean, yeah.
Not true.
Not true. A lot. I think we all cry a lot, low-key.
Yeah. What is the
I'm a Pisces moon. I cry at everything.
Especially on hour 4. How are you staying hydrated and bringing that water in? What's the trick?
We have an amazing crew, honestly. Our crew is amazing. They like really support us and hold so much space for us to get to that emotional place over and over again. Like they're really, really supportive of whatever our process is for those scenes, especially.
My favorite is one of our first ADs, Matt, will like, if we have an emotional scene, he'll be like, everyone be quiet. It's an emotional scene. I don't want to hear anybody talking. Which is always just
and you're like, thanks.
Which is like, thanks, but it also makes me laugh because he's like, I don't want to hear a word. It's very emotional.
I know it kind of sucks when you're like having a good day and then you have to do a scene like that.
Yeah.
Like, not today.
Yeah.
That's how it always ends up.
At each other.
Who's the most likely to break?
Yeah, there's so much support, especially our acting coach, Michael, on set that literally just brings this out of us a lot of the time.
Triggers us.
He'll come in and whisper sweet nothings into our ears because he's worked with me for like 9 years.
Yeah.
So he's like our therapist, so he knows all of our little all of our triggers.
He's every character at the coterie in one. He's got all of our stories in his head.
Yeah. It's like whenever I'm having trouble crying, he'll just walk up, whisper in my ear, "He never called you back." And then just...
It's true though. No, it's true. He really does.
Who is the most likely to break and start laughing in the middle of a scene?
Sherry
For sure.
Maybe me.
No one really does that though.
Josh kind of does too. Josh breaks really easy. He doesn't get a lot of comedic stuff, but when he does, he has so much fun with it that he gets overwhelmed and he'll laugh like in the middle of a scene. I'll be like, "Are you okay?"
I say Sherry because wasn't there something that day? So first of all, because we were filming in these intense health and safety protocols during this season, we had very few times where we were all filming scenes together, like where there could be that many people on set. And so we were excited to be around each other for one. And then it was like, oh, we also had to be sad, but we were happy to see each other. We hadn't seen each other very much. We stayed in our separate storylines. And there was something that Sherry and I had like an inside joke, and I don't even remember what it was, but she just started cracking up and could not stop laughing.
What was the joke?
Like, keep filming.
I remember that scene. I remember exactly that scene.
You do? Okay. So I think you're most likely to break, but I don't have as many scenes with Josh. So Emma, I
think Sherry's definitely the most likely to break, but Josh is a close second.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take the crown. I'll take it.
Take that crown, wear it, queen.
Speaking of cracking up, we have to talk about the high scenes between Malika and Alice. Like, that was amazing. And I want to hear about what you pulled from for those scenes, and then what wound up on the cutting room floor, because I feel like there was probably a lot of improv happening.
Yeah, I mean, did you go method, D? No, you didn't go method.
I didn't go method that day, but I definitely pulled from some research, you know?
Well, here's the thing. I've dabbled many a times with the cannabis, and I respect it. It's not actually my thing. So I'm actually not knowledgeable about what it's like to be high, to be honest. It's been a while, you know? So I had to like.
Is our thing though? Our thing is us having these like late night phone calls, talks in our fields. And I feel like we really pulled from that. Like we had some really good sister time.
Honestly, it was cool because, you know, like we said, like we're so blessed to have our characters be so fleshed out in our own worlds that the coterie, like whenever we have like a random pairing, you know, we're so excited. You know, it's like I was really stoked for some Alice and Malika time. So this episode was really dope, especially with the pigeon or the bird.
God.
It was a real
bird.
It was a real bird?
Yes, we had a real bird.
How did you get it to act? How did it act dead?
Trained.
Not enjoyable. It was
That's crazy.
I had a hard time. Sherry Heldman.
Yeah, it's tough.
It was hard to see. Well, it was hard to watch. I'll be honest.
The imprint on the window that made me laugh really hard. I don't know why. Like the dusty, like because I just envisioned like some crew guy just going up with like powder and being like against the window, and just I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing.
Very impressive what we pulled off in this episode.
Yeah,
Our
I'm
definitely
impressed.
our like friendship.
Yeah, for sure. Crying.
Like our real life. We've had some real life cries, Sherry. We pulled.
We've all been through some stuff. Honestly, I will say our cast, the coterie, like on screen and off screen, we have been through some stuff together, and we've just proved that we have each other's backs and we're there for each other. Like, you know, we've gone through some real stuff. And I feel grateful that we've really become a family, you know, the 6, 7, 8 of us. You know what I mean?
It's definitely like a lifetime bond for sure. It's like like for the rest of my life, when I run into you guys or if I see you, it's always going to be like, oh, my family.
Yeah, we're family. That's what made this episode like so fun, and because we hadn't worked together as often, like it made this episode so fun, but also like made it easeful to just play off of one another. The Sherry is so fun. She always adds a little something to the scene.
I black out emotionally, you know.
Yeah, no, it's so good.
So what were some of the protocols in place? Because I actually, knowing you guys had filmed during the pandemic, seeing that scene with so many people in it had to be unique and difficult. What were some of the protocols?
Here's something I have to say that I have to give our crew and our COVID supervisors a lot of credit for. We were one of the only shows that didn't get shut down or have an outbreak. We were one of the safest sets to be on. I know my manager was like, you're the only client I've had that's been on a show consistently working throughout the pandemic. I mean, we had to wear masks everywhere we went. Everyone else, every crew member had to wear a mask and a shield when we were in the building. When we had kissing scenes, we had to do Listerine swashes before after, which was awful because if you have to
Burn.
make
Oh,
30
alcohol
seconds,
listening.
it burned.
Burn.
it is the exact same amount of time as our theme song. So when I do it, I make the crew sing the theme song to me.
And we did COVID tests every Monday, Wednesday. and Friday.
Every
Even if you weren't working on set, you still had to go to the studio and get tested. And I think our whole crew just would really like buckle down. Like everyone was just really committed to keeping each other safe, and like you could feel it on set too. You could just tell that everyone was making choices outside of work that was protecting each other. And I mean, our crew is like so incredible. We're so lucky.
And I think we all took the weight of that very seriously. Like we're all very young. We could have been irresponsible, but we understood that our crew had family members at home and kids and wives and husbands and people that we were putting at risk if we did those things. So I think it was a lucky combination of the right people taking it very seriously and wanting to keep each other safe. I mean, we talk about how the cast is a family, but really like it's the cast, the crew, the writers, everybody's the part of the family.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because they did the same for us. I mean, the crew did the same for us in the sense of like, we were all on self-isolation orders for the 9 months of filming, which was not easy for people, especially people who had roommates, partners, or just need to get out. I mean, a lot of us, we've, lost, our parents have died, family members have died, like during this time, we haven't gone, people haven't gone home, like Maia didn't go all the way to Australia, all of that. Like everybody made a lot of sacrifices. Our cast and our crew made so many sacrifices to stay self-isolated through the entire time of filming. And that was a big, that was a big
hard
for the protocol.
It was
hard.
Yeah, it was really hard.
Yeah, we did it with each other in mind. So I think like there was also this, in a good way, a little pressure of like, everybody knew how much we were all sacrificing and maybe going through that, like nobody wanted to be the one to
fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
Like, not gonna be me. No, like,
Not me.
Well, catch me.
It's like we just kept making it further and further, and it was like, okay, we are not.
Yeah, don't break the streak.
Like we've got one episode left. We've got 1 week left, and we could see the finish line, and it was like, okay, guys, like don't blow the gun too early. Like we can get there.
Yeah. And I have 2 roommates, so I was no fun for a long time. I was like, okay, who are you gonna see? Oh, we had a little sign up sheet.
Got the rapid test on hand.
Yeah.
She really
That's
does.
amazing. Did you really have like rapid tests in your apartment?
I did.
Swab people?
Yeah,
I did. Emergency only, but I kept it really tight around here.
Had to. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I want to get into some of the stuff from the episode. So we're going to dive right into one of the kissing situations. And I want to talk about Callie and Gael finally attempting to give it a go.
Yeah.
Maya, how are you feeling about that in general, and especially with Isabella in the mix?
Listen, I just can't keep up with Callie. I'm like overwhelmed. She stresses me out. But no, I think I really like Callie and Gael like 0.0. I like that they're being intentional about it, and I think you're gonna see them really trying to kind of create a new dynamic with each other that's kind of less, despite the promos that you're about to see, less steamy and more about their connection and about their intellectual connection. So you're going to see kind of that side of their relationship, which I've really enjoyed, and I know Tommy's really enjoyed. And I think fans are I think there's gonna be some jolly shippers that hop the fence potentially. So we'll see.
Whoa!
Putting that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It's gonna take a lot to get me there. I'm just.
Are you a jolly?
Steamy.
No, I've been team Gael day one, baby.
Yeah, I've been team Jamie for a while, but this season it may have turned me. So
let's be real. Let's be real. After that kiss Alice and Callie had, I mean, that's the team.
Your team, Callie, Alice, Callie, Ali.
Callus?
Callie.
Oh.
No, Callie, Ali, Scooter.
All right. Are we going to see much of Jamie this season?
Oh yeah, so Jamie and Callie are working against each other on this case all season. So you're gonna see them kind of have this kind of back and forth and have to kind of redefine their friendship. And there's a competitive element, and of course there's still a lot of tension sexually. So you're gonna see them really navigating that with each other. It's a pretty fun dynamic for them. But yes, lots of Jamie this season, lots of courtroom dramatic moments this season.
Is Callie going to be embracing of Isabella, or how is she handling that dynamic?
Yeah, I think you're going to see her really struggle with it, because she's trying to build this new dynamic with Gael, and then there's Isabella living in his loft, his baby mama. So you're going to see her really trying to be super supportive, and support him and support her and be a good friend to her. And you're going to see the three of them all kind of trying to figure out that dynamic with each other. Isabella, you're going to see her really being quite like understanding of his need to spend time with Callie. But of course, it's not a perfect situation. So you're going to see Callie kind of trying to navigate that and fail at times, for sure.
How are Isabella and Mariana getting along?
How are they getting along? They're getting along well.
I think, Isabella's kind of, I think with the arrival of the impending baby, everyone's kind of agreed to sort of step off a little bit and give her a little bit.
We're spilling so much tea. What are the
Well, I was going to say, so what are we feeling about a coterie baby?
I mean, I feel like Davia, at least personally, because she can be very rude. So I feel like Davia.
I love that.
I feel like Isabella redeems herself this season. Like you see her being a really good friend to everyone, a really good little coterie member.
All right.
Being super respectful. I think we get to see a nice I'm super team Isabella, and I think the rest of the coterie. Really?
A little bit.
I love her. I think she's wonderful.
I think she's winning me over, but I'm like.
I mean, single white female.
That's you though.
Too recently.
That
sounds me. That's a you problem, not an Isabella problem.
But I love Priscilla. Priscilla,
Yeah.
a gem of a human.
I mean, we have the best guest stars. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So, and are there any big guest stars you can tease, or people coming back that we should get excited about?
Breanne, you're going there. You're going there.
I mean, we got the time. We're going there.
I got some guest stars in my storyline that are going to shake things up.
Well, all right. So now you're on the chopping block, Zuri. Here we go. You're up. Now that we know that Isaac is going to be kind of out of the picture for a while, are we going to get to meet Deontay's other girlfriend?
We will see more into Deontay's life. Yes, you will.
Very good.
That was a very clever way of phrasing that. I love it.
Very diplomatic of you.
EP Maia's very proud.
I want you to have the experience. I really want and you'll know why when you see it. You'll know why when you watch it. I want you to go on the journey. You will definitely be going on the journey with Malika.
Are we going to see her exploring? What else are we going to see her exploring? Is she going to be seeking other men, potentially seeking women? Like what's happening there?
Malika is being sought after, and she is embracing being sought after.
Yeah.
Yes.
From every angle. And yeah, she's receiving.
I love it.
Yeah.
Speaking of receiving, Davia is now getting herself in the center of quite a love triangle.
Yes.
How has that felt for you?
It's so interesting because I was such a huge fan of Dennis and Davia together. But I just love Matt so much. And I love Eric Stocklin, who plays Matt. He's such a love and such a great co-star to work with. It's really nice to have someone care for Davia without any drama. he's kind of able to be there for her and help her through her stuff because she's put a lot of her own stuff aside to be there for Dennis. And it's nice, I think, for her to feel in an equal partnership where she's not being drained so much. So I look forward to them getting closer and what that means for Dennis and Davia. I was very proud of when I read the script of her standing up for herself and to Dennis and saying that she wasn't going to wait around for him to figure out how to be there for her, because I think that's a very powerful message for young women to hear. You can't fix anybody, and you can't make somebody change. So all you can do is live your life and look out for you and take care of yourself, and hopefully meet a partner who matches you at that level, at that vibration. So I think that's what Davia is doing this season.
Let's go.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yes, ladies, listen up.
I loved how much Davia like tells the truth, and especially in this episode with both men, she lays it all on the table. She says what her situation is, and I love that about her so much. I'm curious for the three of you, Maia, Sherry, and Zuri, are you team Matt or are you team Dennis?
Oh,
Matt, 100%. Matt, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I love Dennis, the character, but I don't love him and Davia together. That's toxic.
Right.
Yeah.
We love Dennis as a roommate. And for Davia, we love Matt. We love him.
I think that's what it is too. Like, it's so stressful because I'm so invested, because I love Dennis and Davia, because that is Dennis and Davia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Dennis isn't going to find happiness with Davia. Dennis can only find his own happiness. Yeah. They're never going to find happiness together.
Then I watch Davia and Matt, and I'm like so giddy. I'm like ear to ear. I have these butterflies. I'm like, this is what love is.
Yeah.
So, and they're also like yin and yang in like the perfect way.
Right.
Like he's so sweet.
Cute.
Yeah.
So
I think Dennis and Davia are like, hate you. I think Dennis and Davia are like the epitome of like right couple, wrong time.
Woo!
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they're like, you know, total opposites attract, but I don't think it will ever, I don't know that it'll ever be the right time for them. I think they'll always sort of, one will always be in front of the other.
Very deep.
That's the case for the rest of us, our characters?
What do you mean?
Wow.
Because we're all in some situations like that.
That's true.
I mean, in real life.
Don't say too much
Isaac
now.
is endgame.
You do or you don't think Isaac is endgame?
I think Isaac is endgame. I love Isaac and Malika together. So like, I want like Malika to like, explore and have fun and like date people, but I hope that they are endgame. I love
Isaac has to accept all of Malika though.
Yes.
That's on him, you know.
In her activism, I like the support that she's receiving in her activism.
Girl.
Yeah, my bad. Still.
I'm looking for all time.
And I'm team Jamie. Sorry, Gael.
This has always been a tough one.
Why? I have to ask why, because I can't even explain it for myself.
Because you know what? I feel like with Gael, Callie, it's like that like fun summer romance in like Greece. But like you don't actually, take him home to like meet your mom. Like not when you're someone like Callie. I feel like Jamie and Callie are like perfect for each other. I think Callie will make Jamie more fun. But I think at the end of the day, like that's like the life.
But I feel like Jamie's too neat mommable. I need like a middle, maybe.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I think Jamie's really fun. I think like remember him with the birthday party?
But I think you bring that out in him. I think like I don't think he's like that with other people. I think Callie brings that out in him. That's what I mean. Like I think you make him fun.
You're right.
Callie's not the most fun.
I know. I think he's trying to make you have fun.
That is true.
You do bring out something fun in each other.
Yeah.
But
I think the same can be said for this season for Gael. Like, as the episodes air, I think you're going to start to see Callie and Gael having more of a less summer romance and more of a kind of meaningful connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See where you're sitting in like a couple months.
I know. I'm so
really
curious
true.
now. Give me those episodes, Freeform.
I'm gonna ride.
Me too. Send them to me.
Hey, Breanne, which team are you on?
I'm Team Jamie.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. But I also am Team Matt, So as much as I
I've
love
seen that
Dennis and
too.
Davia's scenes together and want more scenes of them, especially them singing, will we getting any singing this season?
Yeah, there's a lot of singing. There's a lot of singing coming up. I was in the studio a bit for this season. I was surprised. I think I sing once on. I think for the first time I sing on my own this season, like without Dad at one point, which is it's a really really beautiful. I'm excited for people to see that just because it was fun to film, and I'm not going to give anything away, but it was a really really fun moment for me to film.
And just so damn talented, Emma. Like
I know. Well, all of you guys.
Yeah, we do this thing. Emma and I do this thing where I'm really trying to make it a thing where Emma's like singing, and then I'll just add notes afterwards.
I'm gonna sing what I sing, and it's precious.
Like she'll like do the hit an actual high note, and I'll just end it with like, hey. Never fails to do it. Yeah.
Recording artist Sherry Cola coming at you 2022.
Emma will never do karaoke with us. And
Here's the thing. No one likes to do karaoke with me because they're either like sing, 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 sing all the time, or you go up there and sing and they're like, well, it's not fun now. So I just
It's true. It's not fun. You would ruin the karaoke.
I have to get like really drunk and be bad for it to be okay.
Karaoke is about being drunk and bad though, right? Like you're not supposed
It's
to
supposed to be, but then like her and Sierra come along and it's like
yeah,
American Idol.
Who's actually karaoke with friends, like waiting for Blake Shelton's table to turn? You know what I mean? Like, or a chair to turn. It's too niche.
No, I love it. I love
I
it.
mean, unpack that.
Before we get off the romance stuff, I do have to ask about if there's a future for Alice and Ruby.
Listen, let's just say there's a lot of triangles on this television.
It's Freeform, y'all.
It's a geometry class, honey.
It sure is.
The isosceles. I do want to say that I'm just so damn proud, of everything Alice goes through, all the stories she tells, because, and I've been having my Lady Gaga moment, her 100 people in the room moment, because, name one other TV show that portrays love between two Asian women.
Can't do it.
Cannot do it.
Can't do it.
And the moment I realized that this was part of the work, the art, and it meant so much because it's been overdue for so long. And, I just could not be happier, and there's more things that I don't want to spoil, but you'll see more of that representation for sure. Things I didn't see growing up, and, things that will definitely touch a lot of hearts, because that's all we want to do. It's like, we want to be seen as these whole humans who have authentic experiences and just also drop in cultural specifics along the way, so I think Alice really does that in the second half of season 3, and I'm so excited. I can't wait for y'all to see it.
Well, I am told that we can tease one little thing about one big thing that Alice is going to be involved in, a certain holiday that we're actually going to get to see on television that I don't know that I've ever seen on television.
Cool. Lunar New Year. Okay, yeah, there's going to be a Lunar New Year party.
That was a fun episode to film.
A lot of red.
All on set. And we were probably a nightmare to the crew because we had the best time.
I gotta say, I gotta give it up to the crew because decorations, the food, just wardrobe. I mean, everything in between that, you see on the screen, but we know just was not overnight to put together the specifics of it. And really, the producers checking in with me and Kara Wang, who plays Sumi, who definitely knows more Chinese specifics than Sherry does. So she was really helping and just making sure everything was, correct. And everyone was so just absorbent of the experience. Really, it was so emotional in every aspect for me. Because once again, to be able to share a piece of the culture is a big deal, because we've had it here and there in my 31 years, but not like this. Mm-hmm. And I'm so stoked for everyone to see it.
It is really the magic of the Fosters and now Good Trouble really is its ability to tell these stories of representation and of activism. And you all each have your own storylines with that. I know, we just touched on that a little bit with you, Sherry, but like you have been so active also in real life with AAPI stuff. Do you want to talk a little bit about just what it means to you to get to tell stories like what's happening with Alice and the showcase?
I mean, first and foremost, I do want to say that Good Trouble has really taught me so much. I mean, we've done 50 episodes in the last, 3 years that we've known each other. And the show was once again named after the words of the late, great John Lewis. And the topics that we tackle, Black Lives Matter, trans rights, equal pay, etc. It has taught me, one, to be a better ally, to fight for my community, to just value the sense of being human and recognizing that someone else's experience is different but still worth fighting for, because all the characters in a very real way are fighting for something, in their corner of the world on the show. And I've just never been so fired up, to be honest with you, just to and seeing people like Patrice and Melina and just wanting to do that for my community. You know what I mean? Because I'm so done with society's BS stereotypical, definition of who I am. Don't tell me who I am, things that I identify with, immigrant, bisexual, woman, Chinese American, these are things that society do not root for, period. And now we're at this point where I'm so just embracing it, celebrating it. And it really took the last year and a half. There were things that happened that fired us up even more, the AAPI community, but I think we're done settling for less. And I think we realizing what we deserve and just seeing all these celebs speak up and speak out, which is of course our slogan of season 3, so like I said, I'm really fueled by being on a show like Good Trouble. Moving forward, it's oh my goodness, every television show should be this intentional. You know what I mean? I'm happy doing an Asian accent if there's a purpose, if we're telling the story, if there's a payoff, you know what I mean? As long as everything we do has a purpose. I'm getting fired up. You know me, I'm getting fired up.
I love it.
I love to see it.
I just want, all marginalized communities to feel seen, period. And I think this show has really changed my life in so many ways, because it reminds me the importance of a voice and using it. Yeah.
Has that been true for the rest of you?
Yeah.
I have to imagine. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel like this show's taught me how to be a better ally. And it has also pointed out all the ways in which I have not been a good ally and that it's been performative. So I think I've been very grateful to this show for teaching me how to be there for my friends and my family.
Yeah, checks us every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think also, so there's this quote that stood out to me recently, just going off of what Sherry said too, about being marginalized, about changing the narrative around being marginalized or underrepresented, because really what we have been is historically excluded. We're not necessarily minorities as much as having been historically excluded. And so this is a show where the content really holds us accountable to speak up and speak out, as our slogan says. And not only does it hold us accountable in its content, but it also, it makes it non-negotiable to make sure that because we're on this show and because of the characters and storylines that we represent on the show, it's on us to make sure that we do it authentically. So yes, we are inspired by the show to speak up and speak out in the world. And also we have been taught that we also have to do so on our show in order for our show to tell our stories accurately. Mm-hmm. And because this is a show because it's still rare that shows are doing what our show is doing, we also have to speak up and speak out to the creators of our show and our network and within our communities, because sometimes it'll just be one of us in one of our groups, in one of our groups of our many identities. I mean, yeah, we all have so much intersectionality on this show. And so this is really, it's been a great collaborative opportunity to make sure that we're speaking up and speaking out in the world. Our characters are speaking up and speaking out in the world, and that we're speaking up and speaking out in the family and community that we have in like our creative space of Good Trouble, in order to be honest about, in order to uphold John Lewis's quote and like really do him justice and honor, like we have to do so on our show as well, which we're doing and I'm proud of. Yeah.
How much collaboration do you guys end up doing with the writers and talking through some of the storylines, and have you ever asked them to shift something because it just didn't feel quite right?
Yeah, we have. We've had a lot of space to collaborate, speak up, and also our writers are really amazing in the sense that like they take a lot of time to get to know who we are. They do a lot of research about who we are. Our producers do the same. Like they really merge our characters and our storylines with our life work outside of set. So it is a really collaborative process. And like this crew has been working together, you know, since the Fosters. So they've also like evolved with Good Trouble and been really open to like evolving in that way and are continuing to do so.
Yeah, it feels like there is and it's felt like this for the last 3 years. There's kind of an open door policy of like, you know, if we're writing something that feels inauthentic, or if you have an idea of how you would handle this situation. I know like a lot of stuff with body positivity can be a sensitive issue, and talking about weight and talking about bodies in general it's just kind of a taboo thing. And Joanna's always asked me if I'm comfortable with something, and if I'm not, to please tell her, and that she will change it, or if something feels inauthentic, to speak up. And I think that's rare on a set. And we're really, really lucky that they care what we think, because a lot of writers could just say like, well, too bad, these are the words I gave you, and you're their mouthpiece. Yeah. And they don't do that. That's really awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to Joanna Johnson, our showrunner, producer, creator. Yeah, definitely in Alice's world, because it's so comedy heavy, like we play around and she, you know, lets us throw in our 2 cents and, you know, make it our own. Sometimes it goes off the rails.
She lets you do that. You're the only person who gets to improvise.
Yeah.
On this damn set. You're the only one. The only one. Just
Do
let you know.
I you know, I'm a wild card. I go off the rails, honey. I go off the rails. We got Margaret Cho. Come on. Margaret Cho is on Good Trouble.
So yeah, what was your reaction when she first signed on the dotted line and you were gonna get to work with Margaret Cho?
See, that's why, once again, Joanna Johnson, like, is that bitch. Like, she knows that Margaret, the original bisexual, you know, stand-up Asian woman, that's in her bio, by the way, on Instagram. But she is my hero. And, you know, when Joanna told me that they might bring in this mentor, like Margaret was at the top of the list, and she got her. And then here I am sharing the screen with Margaret Cho. You know, it just, I mean, I can't even wrap my head around it. It's so cool. And she's a dream too, a true dream. Yeah. It's just amazing. Speaking
of dreams, Constance Zimmer. I mean, amazing.
Oh,
a gift.
What an angel from heaven above.
We love.
I'd do anything for that woman.
Badass.
So I know she is directing episode 2.
I would bury a body for. She told me she killed someone. I'd be like, where are we hiding it?
It would be buried. Quick, smart. Yes, and she's a wonderful director. She's so good. As good at acting, she is at directing. She is just so thoughtful and just such a brilliant creative mind. Honestly, she's a dream. I cannot wait for you guys to see her episode.
That was
fun. Like, she's fun. She could
so fun.
Someone like, you know, with her experience and what she's doing on this show could have come in and been very closed off. She works mostly with Maia. So our chance to work with her was really when she directed an episode, and she's more fun, I think, than all of us. Like, she's like, she's got so much energy. She's like a genuine, positive person to be around, and you know, she's like, she's giving you no BS. It's really cool.
She's like my favorite type of actress or actor, just because she doesn't take herself too seriously. You know, she likes to have fun with it. Even if it's an emotional scene, like, she'll be able to like break in and out of it. We have like a very similar style of approach to the process, and so it's just really fun to be able to have like all these, you know, we have these fat days, especially our court days. There's a lot of them this season coming up, that, you know, those days are kind of can be brutal. Like there's a lot of coverage, there's a lot of characters, there's a lot of like legal jargon that just like completely fumbles your brain, and she just keeps it so fun and so light, and then we'll just launch into like a 3-page legal monologue, and you're like, how do you do that? Yeah, she's wonderful. She's really, and just like, I mean, it's a similar thing with Margaret Cho. Like I remember, I don't think she even knows this, I was watching I watched Entourage when I was like very young, too young to be watching Entourage. I don't know how I was watching it. Must have been like 12 or something. And I just remember watching her on that show and just thinking like, how amazing is this woman who, you know, is on this show that's like very testosterone, toxic, male driven, you know, whatever. I mean, I love the show, but it is what it is. And she was just like this petite, like powerhouse that would, I just felt like, you know, owned every single scene that she was in and just completely overshadowed like all of the series regulars. And I just remember watching her and thinking like, that's the type of actress I want to be. Like she's so powerful, like she's holding her space, like she has so much agency with all these dudes, you know. And then when I found out she was going to be playing Kathleen, I like could not believe it. I feel like it's the same thing. It's like a weird manifesting thing.
Yeah, we love her. She's just
that power as a director. She really holds that power too. Yeah.
Force of nature for real, and unapologetic, and just like edgy and like spunky. You know what I mean? Like all the things. Spunky,
spunky. Yeah, she's spunky.
That's a good thing, right? Yeah, that's a good thing.
Are we ever going to see Kathleen in the coterie?
Oh, Callie likes to keep her worlds separate. She's a bit of a shifty old one, Callie. She doesn't like to merge the world.
Kathleen and Alice have a drunken night and hook up. That's the rumor.
Plot twist.
But can Callie ever really trust Kathleen?
You're just gonna have to find out. I like to think yes. I like to think yes. I mean, not surface level, obviously, but I think she is good. But you're gonna have to see. I think her intentions are good. But she's also just a little bit of a shady wild card, you know? She keeps turning toes. I love her.
How is the dynamic in the office going to shift now that the guys know that Callie's representing her?
Yeah, she's gonna catch a lot of slack from the guys. She definitely got caught in a lie, like a deer in the headlights. It's gonna be tough for her to kind of regain their kind of rah-rah team dynamic, but she'll get there. They're all right. Those boys are so sweet, you know. They're kind of like, we'll just follow her and Kathleen around like puppy dogs, whatever they do. So yeah.
What can you guys tease us, since she's not here, about what's next for Mariana now that she is kicked out of Bulk Beauty? So Mariana's now jobless, kind of friendless outside of the coterie, single. Like, what's going on with Mariana?
And Mariana chose testes over besties, you know?
And then when she changed her mind, it was too late, you know? You're gonna see new Mariana. You really are gonna see new Mariana this season, and it's really fun. Like, she's holding Callie accountable in a lot of the episodes, and you see her really trying to like own her kind of flaws and her missteps in a way that is like very exciting and fun. And you're also gonna see her maybe get a new job. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I think fans may enjoy it. Have I said too much? Yes or no?
That's enough. I'm cutting you off.
I have been teased a few things, and I will say, no, you didn't say too much.
We also see her just like find her over the course of the rest of the season. I really love watching Mariana find her voice. she really, really finds her voice. She goes on a journey with that, and I love it. And then I'm thinking about her interaction with Isabella too. Like, I mean, she's still making sure she's looking out for her sister.
That's true. That is true.
Like, given her history.
Yeah.
But she still finds a lot of maturity given the circumstances. Yeah.
Like, I think she's finding a way to like turn her flaws into like positivity, like in a way that is beneficial and not harmful. So I think it's like there's a lot of growth for Mariana this season.
Mariana's growing up.
She hasn't been single much really throughout the entire series. So
has anyone been single throughout the entire series?
We're always in a situation.
I was single for 5 episodes.
I mean, I feel like Davia and Alice were single for a bit.
I was the worst of the single. I had a man telling me he was in love with me but didn't want to commit. That's the worst.
We have never not had feelings. That I will say.
We have a lot of feelings.
So many feelings. Am I still talking about Alice? Or am I talking about Sherry?
Well, on that note, we put it out to the Twitterverse to ask some questions. And I just want to say, first of all, like, you guys are amazing. I love that so many people love Good Trouble as much as we all do. And there were so many good questions. So I want to get to some of them. If I don't get to all of them, there's no world where I could get to all of them. I'm sorry. I hope I get to yours. And I'm going to just dive in. I didn't even get to like have time to write them all down. So at some point I'm going to switch over and not be looking at you guys and be reading straight off Twitter. But I will start with, what was one of the hardest scenes to film so far for each of you?
I mean, so far, I'm just going to jump right in, y'all. Malika's birthday episode, season 2. Your girl was in heels.
Oh, honey, you did that.
Honey,
Yes,
the boobs were out. I was doing ego spreads on a chair. You know what I mean? I was doing choreography.
It for me.
Yeah, my knees have not been the same. That is the truth. That is the truth. But what a challenge. What a fun challenge that this like TV show has thrown at me, and it keeps doing that. So it wasn't easy, but a girl got it done with the 5, 6, 7, 8.
I think, but like going off of that similarly, I think my hardest day on set was the gumboot Becky dance. Like the bikini was a close second, but that like the gumboot was so hard. It was so intimidating, and it was 1,000 degrees on set, and I was wearing like a hard hat and rain boots and like a jacket, and I was dancing, and I had like 2 pages of like straight monologue right after the dance. So I was so focused on the dance that I had to talk, and I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Yeah. A lot going on.
I was so stressed out about the dance. And so that I think was my hardest, like to this day still. The emotional stuff is like, that's fun. That's fun to play with. But
You're so great with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks, love. I got a lot of feelings.
No, y'all are really good at emoting, for sure. Y'all are really good at emoting.
We learn so much from each other, all of us.
Zuri, what was your hardest day?
Ooh, girl, I think, well, I would say this season, my hardest scenes are like, my hardest scenes were actually the scenes with Malika's dad, because my dad passed during the pandemic. So it was just like, it just was, those were rough, but also like so precious and healing. And they were like the more simple scenes in terms of, like, they weren't the scenes I would usually read and think would be the hardest physically or emotionally, but just like those moments that like those father-daughter moments were like the toughest for me, Zuri, to live through. And then, yeah.
Love you.
Understandably, huh?
Yeah.
Maya, what about you?
Definitely the tango season, the season one finale, I think. I mean, it was really fun, but we shot that all in one day. And at one point, the part where Malika has to I was supposed to just look forward and then walk backwards when she's kind of pushing me. And I went too far back. during rehearsal and I smacked my head on the back of Malika's bed. I have it
Oh my
somewhere.
God.
So hard. And then I kind of had this like splitting headache for the rest of the day. And so that was probably
That day was
the hardest day. Also, just like it was like a very slinky dress. And like usually I'm used to being in like suits on the show and like, you know, to kind of I like be like sexy Callie. It was really hard.
It was that day. Oh my God.
It was a big day, wasn't it?
And you had like an audition that day too. Like you were doing like there was like a lot being asked of you in that same day. I remember. That reminds me of the
when it rains, it pours.
And the what?
So when it rains, it pours.
When it rains,
it's always like that.
Was. Yeah.
Yeah, like your biggest day, you'll have like 4 self-tapes to shoot afterward.
Yeah.
Oh,
That Malika birthday, like as much as the Black Girl Magic dance and stuff like that was I think all of our some of our
all choreography related.
They're all choreography related. And then the capoeira, I remember I was wearing all white and it was the heaviest day of my period and movement and flip it and it was just like
I remember that. I remember you coming over being like, girl, this is not it. And I was like, well, it looks amazing.
I've definitely leaked period blood on wardrobe.
I mean, are we gonna talk about it?
This girl talk. This girl talk. We're all synced.
Yeah, let's do it. We've all been there.
Listen, all white capoeira. What can I say? I did my best.
Yeah, and once again, back to Matt. That's a Matt AD who, you know, I remember there was a moment I was in the coterie kitchen and I was like, I just started my period.
Oh, I remember you leaned over to me and you were like, I have to go with the start of my period.
Yeah. I was like, Matt, you started my period. And I said, well, I doubt. He's like, all right.
A man will never argue with that.
Listen,
go.
Is that a go? I gotta go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, gotta get out of a date. Just tell me you started your period. You won't argue.
No, but it's true. I mean, sound has to know where they can put the mic, you know, and all that. You're gonna have to be.
You have to be open.
It's all very personal. You basically just have to give up all of your agency over anything.
Yeah.
You just have to go like, here it is. Here's all my shame, all my dignity. Here I am.
Zora's had her hand in places on my body that I don't think anyone's ever touched.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Poor Zora. She's like, it's okay, it's my job. I'm like, I know, but it's so sweaty.
It's a safe space, you know. We're just like
it's a very glamorous industry, guys. It's all very, very glamorous over there on our set.
Next Twitter question: are Steph and Lena coming back anytime soon?
Are they?
Oh, I don't think.
I don't know.
I never get to film with them, so I don't know.
Listen,
have memory.
You gotta watch to find out, honey.
All right. Along the same note, who is one character from the Fosters you would like to see become a more regular character on the show?
Jimena.
Oh my goodness. Stunning.
Yes.
What'd you say?
Stunning. Jimena.
Oh, my computer cut out.
Was that Jimena? Yeah.
Stunning. That's all I have to say. Stunning. Oh, you know who I love and I'm also friends with in real life is Jordan Rodriguez.
I love Jordan Rodriguez.
Speaking of choreography, someone who can crush some choreography.
Right.
Rodriguez.
Or we won't forget about it, maybe.
Did you guys ever watch Dance Academy?
Yes.
Okay, so you know, it's an Australian show that Jordan was on when I was like a kid, and he must have been like a couple years older, so he was like a cool teen. And he was on this show that was absolutely massive in Australia called Dance Academy. And it was like the freaking, like the coolest show ever. And like every girl in school had the biggest crush on Jordan. Then I remember being on the Fosters and he came to like shoot, and I remember just like freaking out, being
Oh
like,
my God. I
my God. Adore. Starstruck.
It's like a whole different world over here.
I love Maia Starstruck. It's so cute.
Great.
Doesn't happen often, and it's rarely only with like reality stars.
Yeah, that's true.
I was gonna say, who for each of you would make you starstruck? Look, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and it always surprises me the moments that hit me. It's never an A-lister.
Stevie Nicks for sure. Oh my god, I think I would lose my shit. I think if I saw her, I think I would just turn around and leave the room because I wouldn't know what to say or do. I think I wouldn't know what to do.
Beyonce, hands down.
Beyonce for sure. If we're talking music, if we're talking music specifically, Beyonce for sure. Drake. I am ride or die.
I knew we were gonna have a Drake in there. Yeah.
Ride or die for Drake.
I would fall out.
I don't know what I would do. I don't know
For
what
me, it's just like anybody from like whatever dumb reality show I'm watching at the time. You know, like if I once saw someone from $1 Million Listing Los Angeles and like in a Restoration Hardware and I lost my mind. So it's like whatever my current like session is. That's
if Maia's getting really excited about somebody on like The Bachelor.
Oh yeah.
And like not ever seeing you like that. Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah, so many things to say, but Guy Fieri, honestly.
That's fair. That's a good one.
Really, hey, respect.
No, all of it. I mean, when we had Chandra Wilson come, because I know she had directed on Foster's, but it was her first time on Good Couple, and it was Malika's birthday episode, and I saw her name on the script. I fell out.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool one.
That's the thing is that we've had such amazing directors. John M. Chu, the pilot.
The pilot.
Yeah.
What?
What a way to start out.
Seriously.
He set us up for
he could have done In the Coterie.
Yeah, it really, right. It really set the tone, truly. And like, it just, I was so, I felt so lucky to be able to work with him, you know, because this was before Crazy Rich Asians came out. And I was so happy that he was there, the pilot. I mean, come on, you know, so.
He really set the tone.
For sure.
It's a great pilot. It's a very strong pilot.
So strong. Perfect.
It was. And to the pilot's credit too, it had double jobs. It had to bring in new viewers who didn't watch the Fosters and still satisfy the nerds like me who watched the Fosters and were like thrilled for a spinoff.
Yeah.
Finding that like that sweet spot was so important.
Killed it.
Sorry, I'm in hotel quarantine, so if you keep hearing like strange noises, like I have two really loud neighbors on either end, so this person just like plays house music so loud, and this couple over here in this corner scream at each other all day and cough up a lung. So if there's been distractions, I'm really sorry.
It's like about your home decor and your quarantine.
Yeah.
I know.
You went all out, boo.
Like you need to go.
No, I redecorated.
I'm so impressed.
It's like you're in a reality show with the neighbors. The fighting. Does your dream
feel like it.
Dream come true.
I feel like it. Day 14, baby. One more day.
Yes.
Maya is coming to us from Australia in the future because it is the next day.
It is Thursday morning here. It's great. Thursday morning's awesome. FYI.
Well, speaking of Australia, one of my favorite questions that was asked was, what is a dream location to shoot if there was some, travel involved among the coterie ladies? Or gents? Where do you want to go?
Spain.
Free.
Why am I so? I'm so basic. I'm like Vegas.
I know. I mean, the coterie. I can see the coterie going to Vegas and having a wild time.
For sure.
I've been asking for the coterie in Vegas for years, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I have tried.
Yeah, I think I said to Peter Page once we should do an episode in Vegas, and he said, "Yeah, right." And he like walked away laughing at me because he was like, I'm not gonna put the seven of you in Vegas and expect you to get to set on time. I was like, that's me.
That's hilarious. Okay, that's fair.
Probably
That's fair.
legit what it is though. They're like, we'll lose all of them. There's just no way.
Emma will be in the next town over.
I will have
Tommy will be in the Red Rocks and like lost his phone and doesn't realize it's Monday.
We will have a face
lost in a meditation in my hotel room. Like no concept of time.
I do feel like there's like an easy way for everyone to be going to Vegas though. If like Alice could have booked this major gig in Vegas. Everyone go and support her.
Be in touch.
There you go.
Be in touch.
I mean, it's right there. It's just
right
there for the taking, guys.
Or Alice,
are you watching?
Or Alice develops a gambling problem. Who knows?
Haven't seen
Can
my
everyone
in a while.
tweet at Freeform for a Coterie in Vegas episode?
Yeah.
Everyone's watching this tweet at
Hashtag good
Freeform.
trouble.
Hashtag
Coterie
Coterie in
at
Vegas.
Good Trouble in Vegas. Yes, please.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Would love to go to Vegas.
I love it.
Awesome. What is one of your favorite lines from the next episode? And I will say that you can tell us without giving us any context. So it's a little tease.
The
Ooh.
next episode. Oh, as in the one that
In upcoming episodes, just a line
Oh, any of them.
that was one of your favorites.
That's such a hard question because we have so many lines.
I'm like, once we say the words, we forget
I
them
say?
immediately.
Yeah, they're gone. I have no idea what I say.
Oh, I don't know. It might give too much away.
It might. I know it's too specific because they know who's in our worlds, and it might be easy to,
You know what? I will say though, one of my favorite lines that Davia does have this season is in the first episode when she tells him that. Wait, what were you gonna say?
When you said, what did you say? I want to be wanted.
Oh, that's a good one. I want
Good
to be
one.
No context.
out of context.
Honey,
I want to be wanted.
you had
That's
to shook at that table read.
oh, it's fun. But no, she says it in the first episode of this next part of the season when she just says that she's not committed to waiting around for Dennis anymore while he figures out how to be there for her. She's not committed to waiting around while you figure it out, I think is a great line that a lot of women should apply in their lives.
Mhm.
Mhm.
facts.
Or
Um,
they can. Anyone should apply it to their lives if it pertains to them. Don't wait around for someone.
No. Mine isn't a line, but it's more a scene. And I know you usually don't get like choked up in table reads, but I know you guys know what I'm talking about. It's in the finale. The 3 finale, there's one particular scene with someone from Callie's past that was just so perfectly written for the circumstances and was like this weird life imitating art, imitating life moment for me. And I think it's gonna be big, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it.
We're all sobbing in the table.
Sherry's like, stop talking. He's saying too much.
I really kind of you're right.
No, it's honestly brilliant. It's really brilliant, and
Yeah.
just I can't think of one, so I forgot. Like I said, I black out. You know.
That's all right. Have any of you ever thought about directing an episode?
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
I
happen.
was supposed to direct this season, but then COVID happened and I got freaked out and intimidated. But hopefully this next season I jump in.
I would love for you to direct an episode.
My
Yeah.
gosh.
That's
That's the
definitely
plan.
I direct
predict it
theater. I
now.
don't
How's that
know
gonna
TV
go?
well enough to direct to want to direct anything in TV. I'm a theater girl. I like directing theater. That's my
I would
jam.
love to. I'm just such a control freak. You know me. I can't wait to direct one day.
Yeah, I'm excited to direct. I'm also really excited to learn more about producing. Like, I get really intrigued by the job of our incredible producer, Chris Saccani, and all those moving pieces behind the scenes. So,
Totally.
yeah, I'm really excited to learn more in that realm.
For sure.
Oh yeah. All of the above.
It's really fun to it is fun to be a fly on the wall on set and just watch and observe and hear how these jobs are done. You learn so much about your own job and how to make it easy and how to make it go quick when you learn how to do everyone else's job.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the biggest prankster on set, if there is one? I feel like in COVID, it was probably hard to.
This
do that
question
sort of thing.
always makes me laugh. I feel like people think that we just like on TV shows, people just prank each other all the time. It doesn't work.
Always have a
It's
whoopee
job,
cushion.
guys.
But would it be Tommy?
It would be Tommy,
It
if
would be Tommy.
anyone.
Oh, what has he
He just-
done?
I think it's more just like he just pokes. He's like an older brother to everyone.
Yeah. The
It's
goofy
like-
energy for sure.
Goofy energy, yeah. Like he's the person that you can look at and like across the room, and you both will just start laughing for no reason. It'll be, what are we laughing at? I'll be like, I don't know. You
There hasn't been
started.
a prank. You're right. Like, there hasn't been a prank.
Like it's not. Yeah,
We don't prank each other. I don't remember the last time I like was pranked. in my
Well,
life. Do you guys get pranked? Do your friends
I
prank
pranked
you?
Matt Buckler, but I just
Oh, we did
Oh.
prank Matt Butler.
we pranked Matt. Maya and I pranked Matt Butler, our AD.
Yeah.
That was fun.
What'd you
But
do?
that was like, well,
Give us some good ideas.
It's
I
kinda
have a-
dark. Are you ready?
it's kind of dark. I don't mind sharing it, but it's kind of dark. So I am notorious for like not opening my text messages on my phone. Like I have I have
Yeah, she does like that.
1,335 unread messages. So Matt was like, that's so sad. Like you just probably, do you have like texts from your mom in there that you just haven't read? And I was like, Matt, my mom died last year. You let me go home early from work to go say goodbye to her. And he was like, I'm so sorry. Anyone who knows me knows that I have a really good sense of humor about my mom's passing and about death kind of in general. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's how I cope. And so I went to the trailer and I was laughing to Maya. I was like, you should have seen Matt Buckler's face. He was so, like, I could see behind his shield and his helmet, like he was so red. He was mortified. He kept apologizing. So then Maya went to set and she was like, because we share a trailer wall, she was like, Emma, what'd you say to Emma? She's really upset. She won't stop crying.
Oh my God.
But it was like,
Oh my God, that's terrible.
after how much grief he gives us, like he loves to give us some shit too, though. So it really, like, all the crew members came up to me after, they were like, that was great. I've never seen Matt so uncomfortable. You really got him. And I was like, I know.
That's a good one.
We do prank. We are
Dark
pranksters.
Pranksters. We're pranksters.
I've got time for one more, and it is a tough one. Describe this season for each of your characters in one word.
Juicy.
Ooh, I like it.
This is 2 words, but full circle, and you'll know what I mean when you watch the finale.
All right.
Maybe,
I'm not deep in the finale. This is like the first episode isn't even.
honestly, just unapologetic, you know? Yeah.
I think boundaries. Setting boundaries. I think boundaries is a good word for Davia this season.
I needed this.
These are all good words. I love it. Well, on that juicy, unapologetic, full circle,
Boundaries.
boundaries. No, sorry.
Good segue. Good segue.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Make sure you tune in to Freeform for Good Trouble Season 3B on July 14th at 10 p.m. and on Hulu the following day. Thanks everyone. This was amazing. This is the best girl talk I've had in a while.
Me too.
Right? This is the best lineup of Spice Girls I've ever seen.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Should we be Spice Girls for Halloween?